Class 8 Tribals, Diggers, and the Vision of the Golden Age. Question number 1 Name the tribe of Birsa. Answer Munda. Question number 2 Who were Mundas? Answer Mundas was a tribal group that lived in Chota Nagpur. Question number 3 Birsa belongs to which village and state? Answer Birsa belongs to village of Chota Nagpur in Bihar. Question number 4 When and where revolt of Songram Sangma took place? Answer the revolt of Songram Sangma took place in 1906 in Assam. Question number 5 Name the place where Gond people used to live. Answer Gond people used to live in the forest of Orissa. Question number 6 Why did the British reserve the forests of India? Answer the British reserved the forest of India to procure timber. Question number 7 What does Vaishnava mean? Answer Vaishnava means worshipper of Lord Vishnu. Question number 8 When did Birsa Munda died and how? Answer in 1900 Birsa died of cholera. Question number 9 What is the other name of Jhum cultivation? Answer the other name of Jhum cultivation is shifting cultivation. Question number 10 When and where was the forest satyagraha happened? Answer the forest satyagraha happened in 1930 in the central provinces. Question number 11 It was below the dignity of which tribe to become a laborer? Answer It was below the dignity of Baika to become a laborer. Question number 12 What was the color of the flag raised by Mundas as symbol of Birsa Raj? Answer They raised the white flag as a symbol of Birsa Raj. Question number 13 Name the leaves used for making plates by Dongriya Kandwa women of Orissa. Answer Bandhuana leaves. Question number 14 In which area the Sandals read the Kuguns? Answer Azirabad in present day Jharkhand was an area where the Sandals read the Kuguns. Question number 15 What is a fallow field? Answer Fallow field is a field left uncultivated for a while so that the soil recovers fertility. Question number 16 Why did the British introduce land settlement? Answer The British introduced the land settlement because they wanted regular revenue source for the state. Question number 17 Why were some forests classified as a reserved forest by the British? Answer Some forests were classified as a reserved forest for they produced timber which the British wanted. Question number 18 Who were the outsider being referred to as diggers? Question number 20 Why did Forest Department establish forest villages in many regions? Answer Forest Department established forest villages in many regions to ensure a regular supply of cheap labor. Question number 21 What did people say about Birsa Munda? Answer People said he had miraculous powers. He could cure all disease and multiply grain. Question number 22 Which tribal groups moved with their herds of cattle or sheep according to the season? Answer They were pastoralists who moved with their herds of cattle or sheep according to the season. Question number 22 Name the revolts that took place against the colonial forest law. Answer The revolt of Songram Sangma in 1906 in Assam and the forest satyagraha of 1930 in central provinces. Question number 23 Who was Birsa Munda? Birsa Munda was born In the mid 1870s, the son of poor father, he grew up around the forest of Bohanda, grazing sheep, playing the flute, and dancing in the local akara. Question number 24. Why British allowed June cultivation in the reserve forest? Answer. British allows them to cultivate land on the condition that those who lived in the villages would have to provide labor to the forest department and look after the forest. Question number 25. Which tribal group was reluctant to work for others and why? Answer. Bygons of central India were reluctant to work for others. The Bygons saw themselves as a people of forest who could only live on the produce of the forest. It was below the dignity of Baiga to become a laborer. Question number 26. What problem did Birsa set out to resolve? Answer. The problem Birsa set out to resolve were 1. Their familiar ways of life seemed to be disappearing. 2. Their livelihoods were under threat. 3. Their religion appeared to be in danger. Question number 27. Why did the British want to tribal groups to settle down and become peasant cultivators? Answer. British wanted to tribal groups to settle down and become peasant cultivators because settled peasants were easier to control and administer than people who were always on the move. Question number 28. State the 5 tribes found in India. Write the names of Indian state where maximum tribes are found. Answer. The Van Gujars of the Punjab Hills, the Labadis of Andhra Pradesh, the Gadis of Kulu, the Bagarwalas of Kashmir, and Sandals of Azirabad in present-day Jharkhand. Question number 29. How did British officials see settled tribes, groups, and those who lived in the forest? Answer. The British officials saw settled tribal groups like the Gonds of Sandals as more civilized than hunter-gatherers or shifting cultivators. Those who lived in the forest were considered to be wild and savage. They needed to be settled and civilized. Question number 30. What accounts for the anger of the tribal against the Dugus? Answer. The following fact accounts for their anger against the Dugus. The land policy of British were destroying their traditional land system. 2. Hindu landlords and moneylenders were taking over their land. 3. Missionaries were criticizing their traditional culture. Tribals, dukes, and the vision of the golden age. Part 2. Question number 1. Mention different types of activities where tribal people were involved. Answer. Tribal people in different parts of India were involved in variety of activities. 1. Some were Jhum cultivators. 2. Some were hunters and gatherers. 3. Some herded animals. 4. Some took to settled cultivation. Question number 2. How was the Birsa movement significant? Or in what ways was the Birsa movement significant? Or what was the importance of Birsa movement? Or state the significance of movement started by Birsa Munda. Answer. The movement was significant in at least 2 ways. First, it forced the colonial government to introduce laws so that the land of the tribals could not be easily taken over by Digus. Second, it showed once again that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against injustice and express their anger against colonial rule. Question number 3. What were the main activities of the Gond living in the forest of Orissa? Answer. The Gonds were a community living in the forest of Orissa. They were basically hunters and gatherers. They regularly went out and collective hunts and then divided the meat amongst themselves. They ate fruits and roots collected from the forest and cooked food with the oil they extracted from the seeds of the sal and mahua. They used many forest shrubs and herbs for medicinal purposes and sold forest produce in the local market. Question number 4. Mention the revolts by different tribal groups in the country against the British. Answer. Through the 19th and 20th century, tribal groups in different parts of the country rebelled against the changes in laws, the restriction on their practices, the new taxes they had to pay, and the exploitation by traders and moneylenders. The Coles rebelled in 1831 to 32. Sandal rose in revolt in 1855. The Bastar Rebellion in central India broke out in 1910 and the Warli Revolt in Maharashtra in 1940. The movement that was Birsa led by the Birsa Munda movement. Question number 5. Enlist three features of tribal people. Answer. Three features of tribal people were: one, most tribes had customs and rituals that were very different from those laid down by Brahmanas. 2. These societies also did not have the sharp social divisions that were characteristics of caste societies. Third, all those who belongs to the same tribe thought of themselves as sharing common ties of kinship. Question number 6. How did Beser resume his movement after his release in 1897? Or what did Birsa Munda and his followers do after his release in 1897? Answer. When Birsa was released in 1897, he began touring the villages to gather support. He used a traditional symbol and language to rouse people, urging them to destroy Ravana, the Digus and the Europeans called Digus, and establish a kingdom under his leadership. Birsa's followers began targeting the symbols of Tegu and European powers. They attacked the police station and the churches and raided the property of moneylenders and zamindars. They raised the white flag as symbol of Birsa Raj. Question number 7. What was the problem faced by the silk growers, Sandals of Jharkhand, during the 19th century? Answer. Azirabad in present-day Jharkhand was an area where the Sandals reared cocoons. The traders dealing in silk sent in their agents who gave loan to the tribal people and collected the cocoons. The growers were paid rupees 3 to 4 for 1,000 cocoons. These were the exported to Burdwan or Gaya, where they were sold at 5 times the price. The middleman, so called because they arranged deals between the exporters and the silk growers, made huge profit, so the silk growers exploited. Question number 8. How did the powers of tribal chiefs change under the colonial rule? Answer. Under the British rule, the functions and the powers of the tribal chiefs changed considerably. Point number 1. They were allowed to keep their land. titles over a cluster of villages and rent out the lands, but they lost much of their administrative power and were forced to follow laws made by the British officials in India. Second, they also had to pay tribute to the British and discipline the tribal groups on behalf of the British. They lost their authority they had earlier enjoyed amongst their people and were unable to fulfill their traditional values. Question number 9. How did traders and moneylenders exploit the people, or why did the tribal group see the moneylender and traders as evil outsider and the cause of their misery? Or why did the tribal people consider moneylenders and traders as evil outsider? Answer: tribal groups often needed to buy and sell in order to be able to get the goods that were not produced within the locality. This led to their dependence on traders and moneylenders. Traders came around with things for sale and sold the goods at high prices. Moneylenders gave loans with which the tribal met their cash needs, adding to what they earned. But the interest charged on the loans was usually very high. So, for the tribals, market and commerce often meant debt and poverty. They therefore came to see the moneylenders and trader as a evil outsider and the cause of the misery. Question number 10. What problem did the British face after the broad changes in forest laws? How did they solve the problem? Answer. Once the British stopped the tribal people from living inside forest, they faced a problem. From where would the forest department get its labor to cut trees for railway sleepers to transport logs? Colonial officials came up with a solution. They decided that they would give June cultivators small patches of land in the forest and allow them to cultivate these on the condition that those who lived in the villages would have to provide labor to the forest department and look after the forest. So, in many regions, the forest department established forest villages to ensure regular supply of cheap labor. Question number 11. Elaborate upon the shifting cultivation method. Answer. This was done on small patches of land, mostly in the forest. The cultivators cut the tree tops to allow sunlight to reach the ground and burnt the vegetation and the land to clear it for cultivation. They spread the ash from the firing, which contained the potash to fertilize the soil. They used the axe to cut trees and the hoe to scratch the soil in order to prepare it for cultivation. They broadcast the seeds, that is, scattered the seeds on the field instead of plowing the land and sowing the seeds. Once the crop was ready and harvested, they moved to another field. A field that had been cultivated once was left to follow for several years. Number 12. Why was the British effort to settle June cultivators not very successful? Answer. The British efforts to settle June cultivators was not very successful because of the following reason. Number one, settled flow cultivation is not easy in areas where water is scarce and the soil is dry. Number two, in fact, June cultivators who took to flow cultivation often suffered since their field did not produce good yield. Number three, so the June cultivators in northeast in India instead of on continuing with their traditional practice. Number four, facing widespread of protest, the British had to ultimately allow them the right to carry on shifting cultivation in some parts of the. Question number 13. What was the Birsa vision of the golden age? Why do you think such a vision appealed to the people of the region? Answer. Birsa was deeply influenced by many of the ideas. He came in touch with his growing up years. His movement was aimed at reforming tribal society. He urged the Mundas to give up drinking liquor, clean their village, and stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. These urged his followers to recover their glorious past. He talked of a golden age in the past as Satsang, the age of truth, when Mundas lived a good life, constructed embankment, taped natural springs, planted trees and orchards, practiced cultivation to earn their living. They did not kill their brethren and relatives. They lived honestly. Birsa also wanted the people to once again work on their land, settle down, and cultivate their field. Such a vision appealed to the people of the region because they got fed up with the British forest laws and restrictions that were to access the forest. How did different tribal groups live? How do they earn livelihood? Answer. Tribal people in different parts of India were involved in variety of activities. Number one, some of the practice June cultivators, that is shifting cultivation. This was done on a small patches of land, mostly in forest. Number two, in many regions, tribal groups live by hunting animals and gathering the forest produce. They saw forest as essential for survival. They Gond were such communities living in the forest of Orissa. Many tribal groups lived by herding and rearing animals. They were pastoralists who moved with their herds of cattle or sheep according to their season. When the grass in one place was exhausted, they moved to another area. Number four, many from within the tribal groups had begun settling down and cultivating their field in one place year after year instead of moving from place to place. Question number 15. What problem did shifting cultivators face under the British rule? Problem faced by shifting cultivators under the British rule for administrative and economic reasons. The British wanted the June cultivators to settle down and become a peasants cultivators. The British effort to settle June cultivators was not very successful. Settled flow cultivation is not easy in areas where water is scarce and the soil is dry. In fact, June cultivators who took a flow cultivation often suffered since their field did not produce good yield. Number two, the life of shifting cultivators was directly connected to the forest. So, changes in the forest law had a considerable effect on their lives. The British extended their control over all the forests and declared that forests were state property. In these forests, people were not allowed to move freely, practice June cultivation, collect fruits, or hunt animals. Many were therefore forced to move to other areas in search of work and livelihood. Practice regularly. All the best.